Hello all, once again welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Sonia Musakutti. So in the last week I made a video on smile design and conservative aesthetic procedures. Since the video was huge, I divided that portion into two. So in this video I will be dealing with the second part, that is the conservative aesthetic procedures. So coming into the topic, in conservative aesthetic dentistry, certain basic artistic elements must be considered to ensure an optimal aesthetic result. These elements include the shape or form, symmetry and proportionality, position and alignment, surface texture, color and translucency. So coming into the shape or form. The shape of the teeth largely determines their aesthetic appearance. So this include the cosmetic contouring and the illusion of shape. So what is cosmetic contouring? A minor modifications of the existing tooth contours can affect a significant aesthetic change. Reshaping enamel by rounding the incisal angles, opening the incisal embrasures and reducing prominent facial line angles can produce a more youthful appearance. The next one is the illusion of shape. Prominent areas of contour on a tooth typically are highlighted with direct illumination, making them more noticeable, whereas areas of depression or diminishing contour are shadowed and less conspicuous. So, the illusion of shape include the illusion of narrowness, the illusion of width, and the illusion of height. Compared to the normal tooth contours, a tooth can be made to appear narrower by positioning the mesiofacial and distal line angles closer together. While coming into the illusion of width, similarly, greater apparent width can be achieved by positioning the line angles and developmental depressions further apart. In the case of illusion of height, when compared with the normal tooth contours, a teeth can be made to appear shorter by positioning the gingival height of contour further incisally. A slight modification of the incisal area, which is achieved by moving the incisal height of contour further gingivally, also enhances the illusion of a shorter tooth. So, the next one is symmetry and proportionality. The anterior teeth must be in a proper proportion to one another to achieve maximum aesthetic. The proportionality of the maxillary anterior teeth involves the concept of the golden proportion. In simple terms, when viewed from the front, it is considered to be aesthetically pleasing if each tooth in that smile is approximately 60% of the size of the tooth immediately mesial to it. An accepted theorem which maintains that the ideal width to length ratio should be 0.75 to 0.80. When coming into the position and alignment, the overall harmony and balance of a smile depends largely on the proper position of teeth and their alignment in the arch. Minor rotations or malposed teeth can be corrected by reducing the enamel in the area of prominence and augmenting the deficient area with composite resin. As I mentioned in my previous video, color is an important factor in aesthetics. Color is defined as a perception by an observer of the distribution of wavelengths. The color is measured using the Munsell color system in terms of hue, value, and chroma. Hue is the intrinsic quality or shade of the color and corresponds to the dominant wavelength. Value refers to the relative lightness or darkness of a hue and corresponds to the luminous reflectance. Chroma is the intensity of any particular hue and corresponds to excitation purity. So next we can go through the clinical considerations of color. A gradation of color usually occurs from the gingival region to the incisal region, with the gingival region being typically darker because of the thinner enamel. The exposed root surfaces are particularly darker, that is because of the absence of overlying enamel. In most of the individuals, canines are slightly darker than the incisors. Young individuals with thick enamel characteristically exhibit lighter teeth than older individuals. Individuals with darker complexions usually appear to have a lighter teeth because of the contrast that exists between the teeth and the surrounding facial structures. Women can enhance the apparent lightness of their teeth simply by using a darker shade of lipstick or makeup. Color changes associated with aging also occur, which is mostly because of wear. As the facial enamel is worn away, the underlying dentin becomes more apparent, resulting in a darker tooth. Shade selection should be determined before isolating the teeth so that the color variations that can occur as a result of drying and dehydration of the teeth are avoided. Overextended viewing of a particular tooth site, eyes experience color fatigue resulting in a loss of sensitivity to yellow-orange shades. Accurate shade selection is best attained by applying and curing a small amount of composite restorative material in the area of tooth that may need restoration. Coming into translucency. The degree of translucency is related to how deeply light penetrates into the tooth or restoration before it is reflected outward. Other conservative procedures include the correction of diastemas, treatment of the discolored teeth, microabrasion and macroabrasion, and veneers. Conservative aesthetic procedures help the dentist restore a wide range of aesthetic challenges ranging from surface malformations to discolorations of varying complexities. The inherent advantages and limitations of each of these procedures, like the correction of diastemas, bleaching treatments, microabrasion and macroabrasion to veneers, are to be taken into consideration in order to realize their optimal clinical performance. So that comes to an end to the topic additional conservative aesthetic procedures. I hope all of you found this video useful and interesting. So if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and please press the bell icon so that you won't miss any of my future videos. Till then, it's Dr. Sonia Musakutti signing off. Thank you.